ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Pillar to Post. This is me, the Angry Viking. I'm here to discuss what's going on here on Pillar to Post. Been a beautiful day out today. Glad to be sitting here with you. Going to discuss some things, and you guys know me. I don't rehearse anything. I don't walk in with a plan. And there's a reason for that. I like the genuine feel for it. And although I'm recording right now, this is totally off the cuff and off the hip. And to me, that's a pretty good way to go. So, as you guys have seen, I've been doing some uploads of 2K25 as of late. Actually, I'm going to take this off. I'm not reading anything. I would actually like to not see the glare on my fucking face. But the one episode I stated, I'll do a video revealing what 2K25 is going to be about. And I wanted it different. I wanted it different from 2K24 all the way back from 2K17 when I started. And I did things with 2K as well as the older WWE games on a different channel. I did entrances and stuff. And this time around, though, it's like I want to do something a little bit different with it. And I still want to go even further with it, but there's some things I've got to get in order to go that route. So we're just going to do the live streams using the PS5 as we have been for the last several years. But I wanted a different type of show, and after the one live stream, I laid down in bed and I was thinking, okay, which direction can we go? And I think the beginning of really doing anything here on 2K with YouTube, there was a tag team, two guys, old friends, no longer, called Apex. They won the titles. And then they dropped it, like, within hours of winning the titles. They dropped it because, personal feelings. So that tripped my mind into going through, okay, that was our first tag team. I like it. So Apex. And then all of a sudden, just while I was laying there, I just said it out loud. Apex Wrestling Entertainment. Aww. And exactly that is what came out of my mouth and what came out of my brain pan. So I said, fuck it, we're running with it. So as you can see, there's one of the logos on the screen, Apex Wrestling Entertainment. The big background is also one of the logos for the aprons of the wrestling company that we're bringing to life in 2K25. I was trying to think of how to get this started because I know there's going to be a lot of the same wrestlers we've had throughout the years, but I don't want to just continue what we did with RWO moving into this. I want it to be new. I want it to be fresh. So what we're going to do, and I've already created the titles for the shows, but nobody's just going to be crowned a world champion just because they're a world champion currently in RWO. And RWO is still staying alive, but it's staying alive with 2K24. So we're going to have 2 tournaments to start doing our bit on AEWE. The world titles for the men and women. It's going to be 8 people to start it off. So if you want to get involved, you better get involved soon. You got to contact me, leave a comment on this video, and get involved. We do all the storyline and everything in Discord. And if you got personal issues with Discord, but you want to be a part of the show, get over yourself. It is a freaking app that you get to use and get over your personal feelings. I don't know your problems. I don't give a shit. So if you want to get involved, you got to be involved. Sitting on the sidelines doesn't work for a lot of us that like to storyline. There's also podcasts coming for AWE. There's going to be promos. There's going to be interviews. There's going to be just like an update show and just discussing everything that's happening in Discord with the storytelling and how it's being transferred into the show. Now, we started doing this back in RWO, and people were too afraid to be a part of it. Now, I'm not saying everyone. I'm saying way too many people. They oh yeah, I'd love to do it, and then they got afraid. Fuck your fears. Get over it. There's a lot of yous now that are doing what I started doing back in 2017. You know, get over yourselves. Um, Plan on doing some podcasts with some friends, all about AWE. Hoping to bring guys like Yeti on board, Bill Haight, Fred Starr, as well as like Mean Joey Green, if we can get that done. But as for the titles, there's going to be a world, a network, and tag teams only for the men. Now, if the women's division fills out a little bit more, then I will say fine. But it's got to be actual players, not players that I am creating, as well as people that are already in the group. Okay? I want there to be connection to people in there. I wanted to do a tournament-based competition for people to win a prize. One company was brave enough to sign up, and that is not enough to start a tournament. You know, and I'm just going to be me, and I'm gonna talk real with you. There's a lot of people that like to say, oh, you know, and I hated it back in the day, where they, oh, Pete's the godfather of all this, and he got us started, and gave me all this credit, and every single one of yous were too fucking chicken shit to step up and join in a tournament, and it was a free tournament where you could just enter and win a prize. So Legacy will not happen, but AWE will, and we're making it so it is like a traditional wrestling show with a lot of fuckery. And you know me, there's a lot of fuckery when there's commentary involving my voice. So if you want to be involved, like I said, drop a comment in this chat. If you have a wrestler created, make sure you drop the hashtag as well. If you need a wrestler created, you better damn well give me a fucking description, because I can't just go and concoct a wrestler without any kind of information. Well, I can, but I mean, it's got to have a tie to you. And another thing, get involved with the Discord chat. You can find me at Pillar to Post, one word, the two P's, capitals. Simple. Easy peasy. Now, there's a lot of people that like to go all Fruit of the Looms on me when it comes to their character of a dark nature. You can have your dark character, but there's limitations. This is wrestling. Okay? And we get it. We get it. Back in the day, Undertaker would appear from the darkness out of nowhere as if he teleported. We all know he was hiding under the ring, though. Utilizing that in storylines just so that way you can God mod, not happening. Okay? And for those that don't know, God modding is where you are in a storyline, and just so nothing can ever happen to you, you teleport your character off into an undisclosed location. I hated that term. Always have. That just tells everyone you're chicken shit, and you don't have the chops to storytell, so you opt out for the easy exit. You gotta be mindful of storytelling, and you've got to work with the people that you are storylining with. Talk to them. It's an easy thing. Okay, what works for you? How do we get from point A to point B? How do we go home with this whole thing? No one has to win a storyline unless there's a reason to. It can be left up for a continuation, a cliffhanger. It can be where someone gets knocked down and there's retaliation on the next show. But always opting out because you realize that the person you're storylining with is just a little bit better. There's nothing wrong with realizing that. But if you're talking to the person you're storytelling with, they can help you out. They can guide you through. It's not a hard thing. Communication is key. Now with AWE, is the commentary going to change? It's going to change slightly. Not too much. You guys know me. I like to have fun. But I'm going to try a different route. Sound a little bit more professional, maybe. Just maybe. Okay? Being too professional makes me a little bit queasy. You know, heartburn and indigestion and just feeling upset. You know? It'd be like me sitting here in a fucking 3-piece suit, looking all dapper and fucking gentrified. That's just not me. I come here to do this stuff to have fun, and that's the biggest thing. But can I clean it up a little bit? Yeah, I can. Can I sound just a little bit more like a commentator? Sure. And I will, but not completely. You know, back in the day, people would leave me a compliment saying that I was like a Gordon Soley, Jesse the Body Ventura, Gorilla Monsoon all into one. And I kind of like that. And I've gone that route, except for I've gone sometimes a little bit too far. There's going to be episodes where I don't do much match calling, where I'm just chatting with you guys, laughing my ass off, and just having fun with y'all. And I like that. Pillar to Post with Yeti will continue, but I do want to do something special for AWE. I want there to be separate guests from week to week. Yeti's probably going to be a constant when he's got the time, but I would like to also have other people involved. Do spots where I'm interviewing a wrestler in character instead of, them being their manager. Be your character. Everything's going to start. I'm going to give it 1 week's time. And then I'm just going to run with the wrestlers I've got created. The wrestlers I've already got created, I've got all of Ruthless Inc. created, including Griffith Davian, which I will showcase later on today. I'm working out his moves a little bit still. And we're still working out some other people's moves as well. So that entails Bill Haight, David Ruin, Jeff Haight, Cotton Candy, and Griffith Davian. I also have the likes of Yeti Bloodyard, Fred Starr, the Angry Viking, Sin and Mordecai, which I still am working on the moves. I have Cowboy John and Atticus Black. So, if you fail to sign up and you fail to want to be involved, well, you're missing out, because we're going to have a lot of fun this year. 2K25, there's some aspects of it I could give two shits about. Okay? I don't give a shit that a man can wrestle a woman. It ain't going to happen on my channel. I'm sorry, but it's just the way I am. I wouldn't go and physically put my hands on a woman in a manner that would endanger them in any kind of way. So why would I promote that on my channel? So if you're into that, take it over to some other channels that are more willing to do that. I know there is a lot out there that like to push that envelope. Not this guy. Okay, it bothers my sensibilities. It bothers my core, because I've seen man-on-woman violence up close and personal throughout my life, and I don't need to be subjecting myself to it as well as anyone else, even though it is a video game. And if you don't understand that, well, I'm sorry that you, well, no, I'm not sorry. I'm happy that you grew up in a better environment than I did, but that's besides the point. If you're indulging in that, there's something wrong with you. So, Apex Wrestling Entertainment. We've got enough to do a tournament right now, but I'd say about half of them are going to be creations other than someone else that's involved that could speak for them. I don't want that. So drop your information in the chat below or the comment section below. Make sure that you give me descriptions if you need a wrestler built. If you have a wrestler that you want me to download, but you want me to give it my flair on it, I've done it many times in the past. I actually redid the Atticus Black one. I hope he likes it. I've recreated a lot of wrestlers over the course of how many freaking years have I been doing this on YouTube. So I have no problems doing that. You give me an idea what you want. I'll create logos. I'll create designs for the wardrobe and just go to town on it. Atticus Black's, all of his are original. Everyone's except for Ruthless Inc. I use their original logo, but for their personal character, I've designed all of them on my own. They are original, and I hope that they look well. So, AWE, I think we're going to start next week. And this is how it's going to run. The schedule is going to be Wednesday with 2K24 RWO. We're going to continue everything. So tomorrow we'll be going live with some RWO action. Throughout the next while, I'll be uploading videos or live streaming videos showcasing characters I've built for other people, such as Griffith Davian. I'll be doing that later on today. And anyone else that wants to be involved and wants me to work on their character. So we're going to start off with 2 tournaments. We're going to do 1 tournament, 1 show. The next show, we will do the other tournament. So we're going to start off with the men's world titles and then the women's. And then I'm going to decide, okay, who fits in the upper echelon, the world division, and who kind of exemplifies the network division. Now, if you're the network champion, you will be defending that title frequently. It is not really an open challenge title, but it is a pillar to post network title. So you represent the channel here on YouTube, and you will be showcased defending that title quite frequently. If there is a storyline involved, then it will be more heavily influenced on how you are presented on the show. It won't be just a title match every week or every 2 weeks. If it's a storyline that's involved and the people are working it out in Discord as well as allowing me to tell the story out on YouTube, then that title situation will work itself out a lot differently on screen. So you're going to be representing the pillar to post network one way or another. And if you are the silent type, well, you're going to be defending that title frequently, and you're probably not going to hold on to it long. If you're into storytelling, well, you're going to have a lengthier run, as well as it will be not so much of okay, this week you're defending against so-and-so. It'll be a storyline involved, and the reign will last a little bit longer without having to defend it right away. World title. Oh, you want to be involved with the world title, you've got to be a talker. You've got to be willing to put yourself out there. You have to get involved. I am tired of people saying that they want to be involved, and then when the time comes, they are dead silent. They're fucking fish drowning in fucking water. Yes, that doesn't make sense, but neither is it for you to tell me that you want to be heavily involved and then not do a fucking thing. Oh, I got the title, I can just sit on my ass and do nothing. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to make sure you lose it right away. So if you are a world champion, oh, you got to be a storyteller. You have to be involved. You want to be included in the AWE podcast. You want to make sure that when I'm talking about you, it's in a good light and not just trashing on you calling you a punk and a chicken shit for not putting yourself out there. Simple as that. It might sound rude. It might sound very crude of me to be that way. But you know what? I've done this for as long as I have. And for people that claim they want to be involved and then just sit on their ass and twiddle their thumbs and occasionally like insert it up their asshole, not my cup of tea. And for frankly, the people that really do hard work in the groups, it's not fair to them, and they're not going to put up for it either. So, you want to be involved? Be involved. And I'm going to look at guys like Matt Storm, who has told me that in the past. He wants to get involved and then pulls back. Don't pull back. Don't be a chicken shit. Be involved. Because that is why you've stayed mid-card champion. You've never been pushed as a world champion. You don't get involved. Matt Outlaw, another one. Told him, I want to push you as for a title run. Are you going to get involved? Are you going to storytell? Yes, I will. Nothing. What do? Well, I start using you less. I don't push you as hard, and you don't end up in a title situation that I was hoping to put you in. Is it mean of me? No. I think it's fair. You got hard workers in there. You got guys that tell a story and work their ass off to tell a good story. You got guys in there that are willing to trash talk. You got guys that are ready to cut a promo, and people sit on the sidelines not giving two flying fucks. It's a different era. I'm not going to kiss anyone's ass. You know, I've done that in the past. I'm not doing it no more. I shouldn't have to. I've done this long enough. I have shown my character enough. So, be involved. If you are a part of AWE, be involved. So, get ready for it, ladies and gentlemen. Things are turning around here. Saturdays will be AWE shows. And like I said, I'm giving you one more week. 1 week to sign up. If you're involved, you're involved. Be ready for it. Because I will be telling you, this is what the angle I want you to pull. This is where I want you to go. This is who I want you to storyline with. I'm going to be getting involved and saying, okay, this is how the match is going to be set up this week. Or it could be like a backstage brawl where I tell it where it's a backstage assault to further a storyline. I'm going to also tell you this. If anyone's watching my channel, you've seen every video I've done. I'm doing it in the play mode where everyone see I set your attributes. There's no fuckery with me. Everyone is set at the max. Just because I know people get anal about fucking shit. Okay? There's been other channels I liked it. I could they tell me, okay, this is the max attributes you're allowed. Say they say 82, 86. This is what I've got to do, and I can set my attributes to get that max of what they requested, but I can still adjust it where it suits my character more. If he's strength based, power based, well, you can set that. I would love to do that for AWE, but I know people out there, they get all hard on having to adhere to certain rules. So I just set it for 100 max, let them fucking go, and there we are. So we're going to keep on doing that with AWE for the time being. And eventually, though, there will be, if you're losing a lot, I'm going to start dropping you down. Why are you 100 if you can't get with it? There's some pretty good move sets out there I've already created for guys like Fred Starr with Yeti Bloodyard. I'm working on Griff right now. Bill Haight, fucking a beast in that ring. You know, I go by what you guys give me and then the character that you portray. Bill Haight is a brawler, a badass. I'm not going to go and put a bunch of flippy-do shit. Now, if you are a smaller wrestler for AWE, I am allowing springboards. But you're not going to flesh out every single springboard you can think of. If you are at a certain height and a certain weight, I'm sorry. No, I'm cutting those springboards out of you because it's Not realistic. A big guy doing a moonsault, yes, it's realistic. A guy that's like 400 pounds doing a fucking 450 or a Phoenix Splash, I'm sorry, you're ridiculous and you're dreaming. I'm going to take it off and I'm going to replace it with something else. Um, am I chastising a little bit? Am I being a little bit too bossy? Maybe. It's a game. People will say it's just a game, Pete. Just let them be the wrestler they want. Well, what about the people that actually think about what their wrestler is, who the wrestler is, how they would wrestle, instead of just, oh my God, they added a new fancy move. I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I gotta have it right now. And if they don't let me use it, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna go in my basement. I'm gonna hide my head in a dark corner somewhere. Fuck you. Think about who your character is. If he is 6'3", 6'4", if he's jacked up and fucking roided out looking, he's not going to be doing a whole bunch of flippy dippy moves. Okay? It's simple as that. Even Scott Steiner toned down his moves when he got so far jacked up. His body just couldn't do it no more. Plus, he was already fucking damaged beyond belief. So think about who your character is when you set those moves, because I'm not going to allow trash. Well, ladies and gentlemen, gear up for later on. I will be doing a short live stream with AWE characters. Griffin Davian for sure. I've got to work out Mordecai's moves, and we'll see what else we do. So, you want to be involved? The comments section below. If you need a character built, Joker, Brooklyn Joker wanted to have his character in. I don't have the DLCs. So, give me a description of what you want. I will build it. If you can't do something simple like that, well, then you don't want to be in here. Bad enough. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I will see you later on in a live stream featuring some AWE creations, and we'll see where that goes after that. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, have a great afternoon. I'm out of here. Well, in a little bit. I've got to figure shit out here still. You know me. Always unprepared. So take it easy. No music on the outro, just my voice. It's already irritated you long enough, you think? Yeah, me too. I'm getting a little bit tired of it. Just a little bit. Goodbye.